Gemini.
Hello Gemini, this is your December forecast for 2016, and listen, it's a relationship month and focus for you. Whether this is on your significant partner or anybody you're working with closely, one-on-one, any type of partnership, this is where your focus is going to be giving to that or those people, right? And also our communication is really going to be super important this month. And that's also because not only is the sun here, but Mercury will go retrograde here this month, here on the 19th, straight through January 8th. So it's going to give you more extended time, Gemini, to work through those issues that you might have had in the past. It gives you those 3.5 weeks, not only to review the past and get all your ducks in a row and redo certain things, but then as it moves forward, you will still also have time in this area. So an extended time right now where communication with your ruler is going to be super important. What really brings it more so to the forefront also is that you have Saturn here in this area. So karmically, you might be looking at those things that are important to you, to your partner. Now, if you are single, and I do get those questions, it's like, what about us who are single? Listen, you always have a relationship, and the first and primary relationship for anybody is the one we have with ourselves. So if you don't have a partner in your life right now, look at what's going on the inside, your inner chatter. We all not only just think, we have conversations on a daily basis in our mind. Is that communication good? Is it positive? Are you speaking yourself up, pushing yourself forward? Or are you speaking yourself down with low self-esteem? That's your relationship this month, and hopefully, you will come to meet somebody. Since the sun is cruising through here, you could come to meet that special somebody also. So keep your eye on the horizon there, Gemini. But listen, we have Venus too here, and it is cruising through the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is all about security, isn't it? And goal orientation. And so when our emotions are in this sign, well, then we're looking at how can we secure the love that we hold in our hearts? How can we improve it? Not only is it in your sign of Capricorn, but it is in the 8th house of intimacy. So how are you sharing your time with your partner? And we're not just talking physically, but mentally and emotionally. And of course, it's the area of shared resources. So this might have you looking at the security of the income that you share. Is it fair? Is it balanced? This is the time of year for you to look into it. What more goes alongside with this is the new moon here on the 28th. I'm sorry. On the 28th, it's showing up here in the very same area. And the new moon, Gemini, is when we place our intentions. We only get one shot at it a year until it comes back around again. So your intentions this month should be about shared resources, how you intimately share fairly with your partner or those who are very close and important to you. But it's also the area of savings and investments, royalties, commissions, those kind of things, secondary income streams that you can have. So you want to kind of look at that too this month, because Venus is not just love and romance. It's also about your money, right? So keep that in mind when that new moon comes around there on the 28th, and see how that will work for you. It's especially powerful this month because I feel as that new moon, right before it turns into that beautiful crescent, it has just passed Pluto. So it's picking up that injection of power. So it's going to be a powerful full moon in that, new moon in that sense. Mars is traveling through the sign of Aquarius. Mars being your drive and your dedication towards your goal, your physical energy and so forth. When it's in Aquarius, it's more a mental type energy. It's an air sign, which actually really goes well with you. It's your sister sign, and it is allowing you to think in new ways. Conceptually, new ideas could come to mind, and I see you actually really taking action upon it too. Not just thinking and then procrastinating and then kicking into action. It's more like there's this oneness between mind and action right now. So a busy month for you, especially for those of you who are preparing for your next stage, whatever that next stage may be, as far as schooling, education, or traveling. Long distance travel could be in the picture for you, Gemini. And I know you love to move and be out and about, but ninth house has to do with long distance. So you might be preparing for it, but for, again, others of you, you might be preparing for this big shift that may be coming around now as far as your career. Not necessarily seeing that here in December, but as you come into next year, and we'll talk about that when we get to January, but then Mars, for the first time in 2 years, is visiting your career house. That wants you to be prepared, ready for action, so that you can actually spread your wings and reach, not for just the goals that you have in your mind, in your dreams, but for what you have worked for in the past. This is accomplishing what you've been striving for these last 2 years. And so when Mars meets the midheaven that way, that's when you start receiving from all the hard effort, right? So we have a wonderful, actually, month with a lot of transits, a lot of aspects here, and they all seem to be more or less harmonious. So December is really going to work out for us in so many ways. I want to mention the full moon here on the 13th in your sign, and that would be in the first house. So pay attention to this full moon, as you somehow are going to be taking center stage and getting all that beautiful limelight. But listen, we're starting off on the top of the month here, and it is Mars and Jupiter. Mars being action, right? And we know it's in your ninth house. Now when it's reaching for Jupiter in this beautiful golden beam, what is that going to do? Well, it's motivating you now to expand. And I feel that is exactly what you've been doing these last couple of months. So now it's more coming together and then taking off. So you're starting off with wings as we enter December. On the 3rd, there is you taking some action, direction as far as securing something. That's Saturn coming in. And Saturn really wants to give you those anchors that can be supportive to you here in the long run. And on the 6th, Mars again, I told you you'd be active this month, right? So the whole first week, it's Mars, Mars, Mars. On the 6th, it's coming in with great news from Uranus. Uranus being in your 11th house has to do with groups or organizations. It could also be circles of friends, socially, your networks, so forth. And for it to come in right now, there might be a door opening up as far as you say within marketing, for example. That's a great way to use Mars, which is your ambition, out towards the social network field. So you'll see how that is going to come together and prepare you for the 9th when the Sun and Jupiter also do the dance. Now the Sun is you, the essence of you. Jupiter will expand everything it touches with a lot of not just praise. Jupiter will also be very generous with you. So I'm feeling here it could be a good money day, perhaps. Jupiter for you is in the 5th house, so it could also indicate just a day of total flow when it comes to your creativity, your self-expression. For those of you who have your own business, like I said, good money day, great creativity here on the 9th. That follows straight through Gemini here to the 10th, where Mercury and Neptune also are very well aligned. Mercury, your ruler, and Neptune, which is that higher inspiration, getting all that juicy imagination going on. So you could come to see here, if you have anything very important to do today, would be the day to circle on your chart, because the Sun, which is you, and Saturn, which is wanting to secure. Mars already did some work there last week, right, on the 3rd. But here on the 10th, the Sun is conjuncting with this very same Saturn. And so for you, you can give a great talk, great presentation, a good pitch. If you're wanting to get ahead with maybe with some articles or something you're writing on, I feel that this could be good too. Not to mention anything that has to do with partnerships, your significant other. We mentioned that early on, initially, that this is a time to focus on your relationship where you will be giving partnerships. Very important here. You will see how that will come into play too on the 10th and the 11th. Because the 11th, right here you can see back to back. On the 11th there is some great news from Uranus, and I think this is something that you've been hoping for some time. And when Uranus presents itself, sometimes it comes like this lightning bolt out of the blue, and who would know it would happen on this very day. But in that case, it's coming from a network, a social network. It could be coming from a group, or it could just be some unexpected, real good news coming from some close friend. I feel it has to do with your conceptual mind and what you've been working towards. So the 11th, good luck guys on that. On the 24th, see, between the 11th and the 24th, not too much going on. We have that full moon on the 13th, but then it's a little quiet as far as the transits go, which is good. Gives us all a little breather. But then here we come into the Christmas holidays. We have Jupiter, on the 24th we have Saturn coming in with a beautiful trine to Uranus. So I'm feeling that everything feels comfortable, it feels safe, everybody seems to be very open-minded and excited. Now always think that Uranus has a key word called excitement, right? Excitement and change. And on the 25th, Christmas Day, for those of you here in the States, this is your Christmas. For those of you in Europe, of course, the 24th is there, and it's going to be nice, nice, nice on the 24th. On the 25th, and of course, the energies here, there's 3 major transits today, and they're all filtering over, so you'll feel them on the 24th as well. So it goes for you in Europe as well. But Venus and Jupiter trine. What a magnificent transit. Venus being love, everything from the heart, and Jupiter being so grandiose, right? When they come into this perfect trine, couldn't be better. Love is great, harmony is great, the food, everything, the company, the presents are great. This year with Jupiter, that it just loves to multiply gifts. Instead of getting one, you might get quadruple, right? So a lot of gifts. We also have Venus here sextiling Uranus, so some of you are in for a big, unexpected surprise here where Jupiter is going to do something special for you, or maybe you, Gemini, are going to do something special for your loved one. And then Venus is also in this beautiful transit to Saturn. So we have change, we have joy, we have expansion, generosity, and security of the heart and our emotions. So 25th goes off beautifully. On the 26th, you'll probably just want to lay low, flat. Jupiter has let all the wind out of that balloon. It's opposing Uranus, so Uranus wants to just do something totally different. So that just means you've probably been eating a whole lot, right? So the 28th, yes, we do have that new moon, right, which would be falling into your 8th house, so don't forget that under the holidays. And then we have you preparing, Gemini, for New Year's and the party and celebration for it. And the sun here is with Neptune. That's you, your creativity, your sensitivity, and Neptune being the higher octave of Venus, well, romantically too, on the 30th. Flowing over into that 31st, where also now Mars is exact here also with Neptune. So for those of you looking to get engaged, looking to get married, well, it looks like everything is open for it, right? And if you're not really expecting it, you could be surprised. Maybe somebody's going to pop the question. And for the rest of you, you will just have absolutely beautiful celebration on New Year's. So So listen, guys, have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you in January. Bye now.